Yeah, I am the past, present, and future of professional wrestling. All you player-hating sons of bitches want to be me, and all your kids love to see me. And when I see them, I greet them with a smile, because Ted Hart goes the extra mile. God bless you.
On the phone with us is future WWE superstar Harry Smith. Welcome to the show.
Hi, and it's a pleasure to be on your show.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem.
So, first of all, I guess we'll ask, when do you start with WWE?
I actually have as far as I know right now, I have my very first match on May 26th, which is next Friday. Mm-hmm. And I believe I'll be debuting in Boise, Idaho.
Cool.
And that will be a house show as far as I know.
Yeah. And you're going to be on the Raw brand?
Yes, that's correct.
Cool. Now, they always said, you've been offered a contract for many years with WWE.
Yep.
But you decided, you wanted to work around, like in Japan and around Indies and stuff before you signed with WWE. Are you glad you did that?
Yeah, I'm very glad. More importantly, working on the Indies was a lot of fun, but more importantly, I just wanted to go down to Japan and get the experience I could get down there. Although I would have liked to have been going more, but New Japan, unfortunately, their business isn't that great right now, and they're cutting back on a lot of foreigners and stuff like that. But that's not to say that I got to live my dream and a lot of other people's dreams of actually just being able to go to Japan. And I'm really glad I got to do that because I could sort of die a happy man that I've done that. And a lot of the guys who I've idolized growing up, guys like Jumbo Tsuruta, Kenta Kobashi, Misawa Kawada. All those guys are very famous Japanese stars, and along with guys like Chris Benoit and my father, Dynamite Kid, who all sort of got their start in Japan before they went to the big times. That's kind of what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Did you enjoy your time in Japan, not just the wrestling, but like the food and the just being there?
Yeah, it was kind of a culture shock, but I couldn't complain at all. I had a lot of fun. I really liked the food a lot and stuff like that down there. And training with the guys down there was a lot of fun. And it was a really great experience. And, hopefully whether it's with WWE or without, I know they go to Japan quite a bit, now. But without WWE, I would still like to maybe go back there someday, somehow, somewhere.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Did your dad encourage you or discourage you from being a wrestler?
He never discouraged me from being a wrestler, and he encouraged me. Well, I guess he encouraged me to be a wrestler after it was what I wanted to do. But growing up, it wasn't like he was pushing me to get into wrestling. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was always something that I wanted to do,
yeah.
and he encouraged me to follow through with that. But he didn't from day one say, Harry, you got to do wrestling. Like some of these dads that really push their kids into hockey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that at all.
And he didn't warn you not to go into it?
No, not really.
Cool. A lot of people say it's easier, like if you're from a famous wrestling family, to get into wrestling. But do you feel like maybe you have more to prove because of it?
Well, I guess, because of, obviously, because of who I'm related to. Like, I'm going to be compared to these guys like Bret and my father and Owen Hart, and the list can go on and on and on, etc. So yeah, I think it is a little bit tougher coming from such a big wrestling family that you have kind of high standards to complete. I guess you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what name you'll be using in WWE? Think you're going to be Harry Smith, or do you think would you be okay using the British Bulldog name?
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I think that they're going to for sure keep my real name of Harry Smith. I think it would be, well, yeah, I've already been told by them that they're going to keep with that, but it would be kind of stupid to change my name.
Yeah.
Obviously, because of who I am and who my family is, and I guess kind of a couple of family lineage that's there.
Yeah. Who are some of the guys you'd like to work with when you first come into WWE?
Well, when I first come in, I'm not really sure, but down the road sometime, I would like to work with guys like Shawn Michaels, Triple H, John Cena, Maybe Shelton Benjamin too, Charlie Haas. You know, those are all got, you know, pretty big names on the roster. So, you know, guys like that.
Do you have a question from the board, Intra?
Let's see. Rick Rude's Mustache, he asked here, what were your favorite promotions to watch while you were growing up?
While I was growing up, well, WWF was my all-time favorite. Stampede Wrestling. WCW, you know, NWA, sort of right when it changed, the early 90s, I thought that was pretty good. New Japan, All Japan Pro Wrestling. I'd say those promotions.
Are you happy that Stampede Wrestling is going to be broadcasted on the internet? I don't know if you heard about that.
I have not heard about that, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I think more of the world can see what, you know, Stampede Wrestling's all about.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself like a student of wrestling? Seems like you watched pretty much everything.
Yeah, I would consider myself a student of wrestling. Yeah.
Have you, do you know if you're going to be working heel or babyface? Which would you prefer?
Well, you know, I don't know whether I'll be working heel or babyface. I'd say I'd probably be working babyface.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as which one I would rather work, well, which one, whether I'm heel or babyface, it's whichever one I'm going to be doing the better business with.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know, say if I'm a heel and I go into a program with Shawn Michaels, obviously that's going to be a lot better than being a babyface and, you know, working mid-card or something like that, you know what I mean? So it's all, you know, either or it's really fine with me. It's all what, you know, what better spot I'll be in at that time. What's better for business? You know, which position I'm going to be making more money in?
Do you find either one funner than the other?
You know, I like being a baby face quite a bit, but you know, I find that also I can work heel. You know, it comes quite natural to me. So you know, if you pick either or, I'd probably pick a baby face if I were in Canada.
Right.
If I were in the States, you know, maybe being a heel is sometimes more fun. So I'd say I like doing both.
Yeah.
Equally.
What was it like attending the Hall of Fame weekend?
It was pretty good. You know, that's where I had my meeting and where I originally got signed. And you know, being there in support of Brett, you know, being signed and all the rest was a really good experience. And you know, just being there live in the atmosphere and watching Eddie Guerrero being inducted and all that sort of stuff. You know, it was a really cool night. I'm glad I was there.
Yeah. Has Brett encouraged you at all about WWE or discouraged you? Is he okay with you going there?
No, he's never discouraged me from WWE.
Cool.
You know, he's encouraged me. He said, you know, before when I didn't take the contract and I said I wanted to go to Japan first and do this, you know what he told me? He said, you know what, you're doing the perfect thing. You're doing the right thing. He said, you know, there's no rush to go in there. He said, you don't want to go in there, you know, sort of starting at the bottom of the, you know, the list, and you have, I guess, sort of, if you go out and go to Japan stuff, you've already sort of built your name up. Yeah. And that's what I felt that I've done. And now when they're signing me, they're not signing me to any OVW deals or any, you know, Deep South or anything like that. They're signing me to the real deal. So, you know, look what I've done in 2 years.
Yeah, definitely.
And if I'd signed back then, I might still be in OVW to this day.
Right.
You never know. So look what I've done.
Yeah, exactly. Did TNA ever offer you a contract to come in, like, with for Team Canada?
Yes, they have. I did the 1PW shows in Doncaster, UK for 1PW. Anyway, I came down as Brett's sort of mystery wrestler, and I wrestled Jeff Jarrett that night. And he seemed, you know, pretty impressed by my work and all the rest. So we got talking, and we talked about WWE. I said I'd been offered something, and he said, well, you know, if you ever want to, you got a spot open in TNA, we could, you know, sign you to something, and this, that, and the other. And I thought about it, and I thought, you know, maybe if I went to TNA first, I could sort of build up my name even better then. And then I thought, well, is that going to be sort of screwing WWE since they're direct competition?
Right.
And I just had to go with my gut feeling. And I originally told WWE, I said, I'll sign with you, just give me a couple of years. And I stuck through with my word. So, I just said, TNA could have been or might have been really good, but I had to take WWE over TNA.
Yeah. It's always your dream to work for WWE.
I'm in such a good position right now with where I'm at. And also WWE be making a lot more money.
Yeah, that's always a plus.
So, and I didn't want to piss anyone off. But it was, Jeff's a nice guy, and I wish him all the best. And, all the rest.
Yeah. Do you think would you rather work tag teams or singles in WWE?
I'd probably rather work singles.
Mm-hmm. Any chance of your old partner coming in, T.J. Wilson?
There is. Well, I mean, the chances. I mean, it's sort of up in the air.
Yeah.
WWE, they have never really actually seen it. They have not gotten an actual good look at T.J. Wilson yet. He did a dark match for them, or a house show match for them. This was, about 10 years ago, and it was sort of in honor of my cousin Matthew, who had passed away. It was sort of an exhibition match, the money was going to charity for his foundation. But I mean, since then, I mean, they've never actually gotten a good look at him. But I'd say that, if the opportunity were opening, if he came in, I think that we could probably become a pretty good tag team and really make a big impact.
Yeah. How about Natty Hart? I guess they already signed her.
No. Well, that's the whole thing is that there was rumors on the internet going around that she had signed, and what I know for a fact is that Natty talked with someone in WWE and was basically told, because she had an ACL tear, and she was basically told that once her ACL injury heals and she gets back into shape and gets back into the ring and all that sort of stuff, that she's guaranteed a job. So she hasn't technically signed yet, but maybe look at it 2 or 3 months down the road here. I guess she's guaranteed a job, so yeah.
Cool. Someone here in the chat room, Kick Me in the Bank. They want to know if you know who your first match is going to be with next Friday.
I heard that it might be Rob Conway.
Oh, cool.
So maybe him or another one of their, someone else in the WWE, or, on the Raw roster. But I heard probably him.
Yeah. Do you still talk with Teddy Hart?
Yeah, I saw him today.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Do you think he'll get another chance with WWE sometime?
I think with Teddy's deal is that he'll get another chance with WWE, but I think that they just want him to come in when he's ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, he's got so much talent and potential, but he's got kind of a reputation of, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What they said is, if you're going to come here and you're going to screw something up, then, don't bother. Say, come in here from a year from now, and when you're 100% ready, sort of like me, when you're 100% ready, but sort of different issues.
Yeah.
Come on in and sign with us, and I think that they've been very, very interested in Ted.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I know, right now he's got something going with MTV.
Oh yeah, the MTV deal.
Some kind of MTV wrestling, and he's got some sort of deal there, and I think that he's signed to a contract there. So, but I think he'll get another shot at WWE.
Yeah. You think maybe his reputation had a lot to do with his age? Maybe needs to mature a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of people think that because of his reputation and stuff like that. But Ted's always been pretty well. We've always been pretty cool with each other, and he's never, really slighted me or screwed me over. Really,
yeah.
I've got nothing bad to say really about him. We're good friends. I see him all the time, and he. Like you said, I've got no problem with him, but it's, I guess, his reputation of maybe what he did before, or if he hasn't changed that, I don't really know. It's not really any of my business.
Yeah. Your dad was famous for a lot of his ribs. Do you follow in his footsteps there?
I used to, but I really calmed it down quite a bit. So no, I don't.
Yeah, any good stories out of a good rib story? That you won't get anybody in trouble with?
Oh man, there's so many. As with my dad's rib stories, right?
Yeah, anybody's.
Oh man. Yeah, maybe go back to that one at the end.
All right.
There's so many, but I can't think of them.
Yeah. Did you ever train at all in the dungeon?
Oh, of course. That's the only place I trained.
Yeah.
Well, not the only place, but yeah, all the time. My good portion of my life was spent down there. Yep.
Live up to its reputation.
Yeah, a lot of people go down there and they expect to
see a real dungeon.
It's just kind of a green mat and some weights, and it's really dusty and dirty and stuff down there and smelly. But you go down there and that's all you really need.
Someone sent me a question about if you've read The Pain and the Passion, the history of Stampede Wrestling by Heath McCoy.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to get a plug for that book out. Would you recommend it?
Oh, yeah. I read it, and I think that Heath did a very, pretty good job with it, and all the stories that I read in the book seemed pretty much dead on, and everything that I've heard before sounded pretty familiar in the book. And it was a good way to sort of, I guess, show the people what Stampede Wrestling was all about. Everyone across the world, I guess, can get the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good thing, and there's a lot of good stories told in that and the history of it. So yeah, it's a good book. I'd recommend it.
Cool.
What did you think of the footage they used of Stampede for the Bret Hart DVD?
Like the highlights they used?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Or oh, hold on, my phone just dropped here. Shoot. Yeah. Okay. As far as I know, Bret wanted to use a couple of his Stampede matches.
Mm-hmm.
And he, basically what he wanted to show was that he was good before he went to WWE. Like he was good in Stampede Wrestling before, But unfortunately, a lot of the Stampede matches back in those days, they had to clip a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
All that sort of stuff. So that was a sort of an issue. But yeah, I guess they were good clips.
Yeah.
I guess the question should have been, have you seen them?
Have you ever talked with a Dynamite Kid?
Nope.
No, I never had. Brad Dykins from ObsessedWithWrestling.com. He sent me a question. He wanted to know if you ever met the Dynamite Kid's daughter, and he's heard there's rumors that she wants to become a wrestler. If you knew anything about that.
Oh, Bronwyn, his daughter. Yeah. I won't say I know her quite well, but I know Bronwyn well enough, and I guess would be my second cousin or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And last I heard was that she and a couple of Bret's kids were kind of getting into pro wrestling. So yeah, that rumor is definitely true. It's just all a matter of how serious she is about if she actually really wants to get into wrestling, or if it's just something she wants to just try out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But as far as I know, she was been training a little bit or something with my cousin Ted in his wrestling camp. But I'm not too I don't know too much about the story. But yeah, that rumor is somewhat true.
Okay. Who are some of the guys that you've worked with, like on the indie scenes that you think's like an undiscovered talent that should really be signed by somewhere?
Probably T.J. Wilson. My Mike Tyson partner, Stampede Kid. Probably him out of anybody.
Yeah. Any question there, Barbie?
Absolutely. We got a.
I also want to ask, do you think Barbie's accent is fake?
Oh, man.
No, I don't know, is it?
It's pretty good if it is.
I've managed to lose the questions, so...
Oh, man.
The awkward pause. It's an in-your-head original.
Yeah, well, I just wondered what you thought about the WWE wellness program. Are you happy that they're implemented that?
What's the what?
The wellness, they call it the wellness program, the drug testing.
Oh, the drug testing. Yeah, I guess that's fine. And, I got all the drug testing and all that sort of stuff in my contract, and I read through it. And, I have really nothing to worry about because I'm clean.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's good that they're, I guess, sort of hammering down and testing and all that sort of stuff because of, I guess, the number of deaths of young wrestlers and stuff like that. But, I have no problem with it.
Yeah. That's what you think it's good for wrestling.
All drug testing. It's good for the health of the wrestlers, so yeah.
Next year's Survivor Series, the 2007 one, is going to be the 10th anniversary of the infamous Screwjob.
Right.
And it's going to be in Montreal. Would you have a problem doing an angle maybe with HBK playing off that?
No, I would not have a problem with that at all.
Yeah. Did you find your question there, Barbie?
Not yet.
All right. Well, I'd like to know where do you see yourself at next year's WrestleMania? Where would you like to see yourself on the card?
Well, I'm not a psychic, but where I would like to see myself is, well, obviously I would like to probably be main event or winning the heavyweight championship belt for the world. Whether that would be happening or not, I don't know. But where you would like to see yourself and where you would be are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really a psychic either, but I mean that's where I would like to be.
Yeah. You think that's something you need to really make it is confidence in yourself?
Sorry, what's that?
You think that's something you really need to make it in wrestling is confidence in yourself?
Well, yeah, you got to be confident, but you can't be cocky.
Yeah, I understand that.
I mean, I'm not cocky. I'm confident in my skills and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, you got to have some sort of confidence and believe in yourself. You know what I mean?
Who are some of the guys that you mentioned? Some of the guys you watched. You enjoyed watching. Who are some of the guys that you pattern your style after?
Well, I probably the one guy would be similar would be I like Jumbo Ceruto a lot because he's a big, tall man. I think he was over 6'5", like myself. So someone like him is a good guy for me to watch and sort of try to pattern my style after him. He was a real natural in the ring.
Yeah. One of our fans too wanted to know what you thought of Fit Finlay.
Fit Finlay. I think Fit Finlay is fantastic.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I'm really glad that he's come back into the, come back into wrestling. Why he's come back, I mean, I'm kind of baffled. You know what I mean? Why would he come back now and not a couple of years ago or not later? It's just very, very odd that and kind of queer that he would come back right now. But I mean, it's awesome that he's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You kind of surprised his style really went over.
Yeah, he's a really, really good, solid worker, probably, and very, very versatile. He can be a great heel or a great baby face and all that sort of stuff, and he can work pretty much all styles. He's a really good hand, I think.
Yeah. Someone also sent in a question. They want to know what you thought about your match with Charlie Haas with special referee Mick Foley at last year's Ballpark Brawl.
Well, it was all right, but I don't even remember what happened. I gave him an arm drag or a vertical suplex or something, and the ring broke.
Right.
Oh. And then we kept wrestling, and I ended up giving him a superplex off the top, and then after that it was toast. So, you couldn't even. It was like walking in some sort of death trap. We couldn't bump in it or do anything, so we had to, I guess, sort of improvise the match. And, it was all right and all that, it was all right, but we were kind of expecting it to be a bit better, but it was just, the ring broke and it was just that was kind of unfortunate, but it was, it was fine. And hopefully I'll get the chance to wrestle with Charlie Haas on Raw, and hopefully the ring won't break.
Right. Yeah. I don't think you have to worry about that there. What are you saying, Incher?
Oh, I was just saying, you don't have to worry about that there.
Yeah. Well, one of our fans, Hambone, he wanted to know, would you have a problem doing a British Bulldogs tag team? the
Yeah,
next generation.
I mean, I would have no problem with it, but with whom?
Right.
I would like to bring in T.J. Wilson and do it,
Yeah.
or I would like to team up with Chris Benoit to do something sort of similar to that. But I mean, with who though?
Right. I think he just meant you wouldn't mind using the name.
No, not at all.
Okay. Before I let you go here, is there anything you want to tell your fans out there?
Well, for anyone that was listening to this interview, I hope that they enjoyed it. And I hope that when they, hopefully I'll be on TV next month and all my fans on here and all my fans around the world can see the past, present, and future of professional wrestling. And, look forward to seeing, I hope they all look forward to seeing me. And I hope that I will be the youngest WWE heavyweight champion of the world. That's my biggest goal.
Oh, man. That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. So I hope that, everyone enjoyed this interview.
Yeah, we really appreciate coming on here.
Yeah, no problem. Any more questions? Nothing?
Oh, you got another question there, Bobby? Did you ever find your question?
I have no idea where they went, and you're putting me on the line here.
Did you remember any good rib stories?
Oh, right. That, Well, there's like, there was one really good one where Owen, he called up Stu as, I can't remember who it was, but as an old shooter, and they were kind of getting along. And then finally Owen told him that, back in his day, he didn't want to try him out because, he knew he would have lost. And Stu got really, really, really upset about it and said, well, if you thought you could beat me, why didn't you try me? And after that, he had a big spaz on the phone, and then finally Owen just burst out laughing and hung up, and then Stu kind of shook his head and said, that goddamn Owen. That's a pretty well-known one. But other rib stories, I can't really, there's just so many, I can't really think of one, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe you can put out a book.
Impressions? What about impressions on In Your Head?
Yeah, you can do any other good impressions?
Any good impressions?
Yeah.
Well, of famous people?
Yeah, people that we would know.
Macho Man?
Or else we just have to take your word for it.
Well, yeah. I can do a really good Brian Dixon impersonation. He's a promoter in England, but you guys wouldn't know him. I don't know.
No, probably not.
Macho Man. No, sorry, I can't help you out there. But,
You think any of the guys will have a problem with you debuting right on Raw and not going through OVW?
oh, I'm sure of it, probably. I'm a little concerned about it. Not that there's going to be any hard feelings towards it or anything like that, but I could see some people, thinking, why is this kid coming straight onto the roster and why is he bypassing OVW? Sort of what has he done? Yeah, so I think for sure.
Mm-hmm. What is something I have to face. What is something you'd like to improve on?
Well, lately I've been really improving on my microphone skills. I've been practicing a lot in the mirror, taking some lessons and stuff like that. And I think that would be, pretty much the only thing. But I think that everybody can, anybody and everybody can always improve on everything, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, just when I finally get to WWE and start working for them, I hopefully will, keep improving from there on in, as well. I'm learning how to work their sort of style of match. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Hogan Knows Best, Hulk sent Nick off to acting classes. Do you think that could help?
It could help, but I think that acting and wrestling are sort of two different things. You know what I mean? If you want to learn how to be a better public speaker and stuff like that, taking lessons on that, I guess would be fine. But
it's a fake show anyhow.
What?
It's a fake reality show anyhow.
Oh, yeah. Are you a fan of, have you watched that, Hogan Knows Best?
Well, I've seen a couple episodes, but well, yeah.
If you ever want to work his son, Nick, you can build up.
Sure, if you can work. Can you?
I don't know.
Would you stretch him?
Yeah, would you take him down the dungeon?
Oh yeah, you know, it might be good money, good business. And, you know.
Have you ever worked any other famous, like Sons, second generation guys?
Nope.
No. Someone wrote in, wanted to know what you thought about the Rougeau brothers.
Good 80s tag team.
Yeah.
Babyface. And I think that when Jacques Rougeau became the Mountie, he had great ring music.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Yeah, he was one of the best ring music. But yeah.
Well, what was it like watching your dad wrestle Bret Hart in the pay-per-view there from England?
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, yeah.
Yeah. That was a really amazing event with Penn Live. And unfortunately, I had the royal seats, as they were called in quotations, which were pretty much the nosebleed seats of the very top of the building. But it was. I've never heard a crowd that loud ever before in my life for a wrestling event. Anyway, probably the second thing that I could come to from being live at an event was the In Your House pay-per-view, the Canadian Stampede in Calgary.
Yeah.
That probably came close to it, but there were 75,000 people in England, or 82,000 or something like that, and whatever, 25,000 or something in Saturday. Over 20, I think it was. So, but I mean, both were very, very loud.
So. All right, well, you really got to wrap up the show here. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
Yeah.
Good luck in WWE.
Yeah, good luck in WWE. We hope to see you as the champion someday. You can tell everybody that we had that guy on.
All right, thank you.
Hey, this is Bret the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com.